Cromemco. And then when
Okay.
yours behaved the same as mine behaved,
Yeah.
which was in the 8800C, just didn't work at all. I mean, it
Yeah.
didn't. I mean, it ran. It just won't do single step examine
Yeah.
next, deposit next. It won't do
Yeah.
anything that just injects opcodes into the CPU. And
Gotcha. Yeah.
so when yours behaved the same as mine, it's like, well, now I have one that doesn't work. So
Yeah. They're both not working the same. So
yeah.
yeah.
So I think I told Mike, I said, looking at this is what I know so far. It
Yeah.
looks like it lower, it tells the CPU to run, it like raises P ready and then raises single step or something. But whatever the timing happens, it just run or single step gets turned back off, but P ready stays high. So the CPU keeps running and all it sees is FFs. So it
Yeah.
just does RST8s or whatever that is.
Yeah.
And so I said that's what it seems to be doing. I don't know why.
Well, Mike will figure it out. I'm thinking
Yeah.
he's got a good handle on that. He knows that stuff real well.
Oh
So
heck yeah. I told him I said if it takes you it'll take me 100 times longer to figure it out.
and me, I would never be able to figure it out. So
Yeah, if I could figure
just
it out.
yeah, well, for me, it's just like yeah. How long do people really want to wait for the answer? They might have to wait for a few days or something. Me, they'd be waiting months. You
Is
know.
that the Cromemco ZPU?
Yeah, that's what I was just asking a little bit about it. So
Because if you look at there's some stuff on the 8800C front panel board that's handled by a PIC controller, and there's a line of code that says basically set run NOP, then turn off run with a comment that says the CPU should have stopped by now. And then, because that's all happening somewhere else.
yeah,
So I said, I think that's not happening. I think the CPU stayed in a run
so
state.
that's it. The PIC's expecting that it stopped for whatever other action is expected.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably just something specific to the Cromemco, obviously, something they
Yeah.
have where they wired it
Tim,
or
you're
something.
muted.
Yeah, I just spotted that, but that's okay. No, I was just saying that's probably the best comment you can leave in code is it should have happened by now.
Yeah. When like there's all this asynchronous stuff happening.
Yeah.
The old miracle happens here, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
The flip flop should have shut off P ready by now.
Yeah, that's it.
oh well. And you
Hey,
need both
Peter,
an
you
original
made it.
a real one and a replica to be able to see the difference.
Well, the notes, the documentation that came with the replica said this is it's a copy.
Right.
Same
Well, there's copy and
components.
there's copy.
Yeah, the same everything. You use schematic. It's just like it's supposed to be identical,
Right,
but
but a PIC controller didn't exist for 50 years ago.
I'm talking about the Cromemco.
Oh, the Cromemco. Yeah, no, I'm sure the Cromemco. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the Cromemco runs fine on my Altair, my real one.
Oh, yeah.
It just doesn't work in the 8800C.
Right. So there's some subtle difference between the front panel
Yeah.
implementations.
Yep. So hopefully Mike can figure it out, and hopefully it's just a firmware change, if anything,
Yeah.
or a simple change to the Cromemco.
So the Cromemco has a PIC, Cromemco ZPU
No.
board?
The
No.
front panel does.
The 8800C front panel.
Oh, the 8800C front panel. Okay.
Yeah, the Cromemco ZPU, because if you Google like, does a Cromemco CPU work in an Altair? It's going to be like, no, yes, sort of, and then it's kind of like, well, why not? Nobody knows. But it works fine in my Altair, but it doesn't work in the 8800C. And I don't know why.
Does it work with the Don Caprio front panel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. Okay.
Sounds like the 8800C PIC needs to be reprogrammed.
Right.
Well, it's interesting because the PIC does some stuff, and then you just have plain old, 74 whatever.
One shots and
it does all the one shots for it's like P ready's handled by one shots, but run and single step are handled by the PIC. And then I know he has a whole bunch of comments on like this is how you do the timing right and all these things. Probably everything's designed for wrong timing. And then Mike did the timing right, and then it doesn't work. So who knows? But he'll figure it out.
Yeah. And unfortunately, he's not here this week, so we can't say you should have got this figured out years ago.
Yeah, it works. I mean, gosh, it works. It works awesome. I love the 88.
Oh, 800C. That's the only Altair. I mean, that I have is the one his board, and I bought one of those cases from Add Water and Stir, Stir, you know, whatever.
Add
Yeah,
water
the
and
other
stir, yeah.
site. Thank you. Yeah, so I bought one of those cases. It adds up, but it was nice to have something that looked like an Altair, and couldn't find a real one. Then even some of the real ones I've seen pictures of, the wiring of the front panels is kind of scary. It seemed
Oh,
like there was
yes.
a hodgepodge
Oh, yeah.
of wires, and I was afraid that even if I found one, it would, you know, it'd
Well,
be a
no,
nightmare.
I mean, the originals had like multiple 4-slot backplanes added together with 100
Yes,
little wires as well.
that
So, I
too.
mean,
Yes,
just keep cranking up the failure points.
Yeah.
yeah.
I've got one of the old ones.
Yeah.
That's like that. It's got the point-to-point wiring and a whole bunch of 4 slots
Mhm.
all tied together.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I picked it up used, and the guy had buggered up the power supply, so it was putting out like 12 volts on the 8-volt bus, and it eventually burned up some other boards.
Ugh.
Oh, that's
So
too bad.
I've opened it up, and I'm going to remove the power supply, and I've already taken one of the who's was it Caprio that built a little thin board that with
Oh, the
all
breakout
the little
board, yeah.
yeah. I used one of those, and I cut all the wires and wired them to one of those instead. So at least you can plug it in
Mhm.
and test. You can unplug it and test
Right.
the motherboard separately from the front panel.
You know,
Yeah, I think I've seen
when I built my Altair 800 back in 1975, I had bought the full length motherboard backplane. You know,
Oh, yeah.
16 or 18 slots, and the $500 Altair I bought from the guy in Mill Valley that also has the great big full length
Yeah.
backplane.
I think they always said the Altair power supply was too weak for that such a large backplane, though, right? That's
Yeah.
or maybe they bumped up later on, but that's where IMSAI went right with it.
Well, I think also a lot of the older boards sucked up a lot more power than modern stuff does.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, it's some of those old boards, you start looking at them, it's like, oh, it pulls 3 or 4 amps.
And that's only 4K.
just 20 more. No.
Yeah.
Oh, Patrick, you know, the last couple of days, I've been putzing with that Hayes 1200 of mine, and I've determined that something is failing inside the modem. It won't do hardware handshake. It won't do it with the 88 2SIO JP or one of your boards. It won't do hardware handshake. But if I do, you know, if I turn those switches off, so it's just X on or not X on X off, it's just, you know, whatever goes through. Yeah, no flow control. Then everything works fine. So there's something in the modem that's.
And you've double checked that all the pins are correct, going in the correct direction, because it's so easy to get those mixed up.
Oh no, I can dial up to other BBS.
Yeah. But no, the handshaking lines, they're easy to get backwards.
Well,
if you've got any adapters in the way.
I'm using straight cables, so
okay, you should be fine then. Yeah.
I mean,
well, remember the 2SIO uses data carrier detect and RTS only. So unless there's carrier, which I mean, how do you tell the modem to dial when there's no carrier?
Well, no, I don't get anything. But it doesn't give me loop back. If I had turned the switch on for loop back, no loop back. If I turn it off and say loop back from my terminal program, I still don't get loop back.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the 2SIO won't receive any data unless it sees carrier detect.
Wait a minute, carrier detect. The modem brings up carrier detect when it gets a connection. That's the way
Yeah,
they're
I know.
designed.
The 2SIO is a terrible COM port to use with a modem.
Right.
It's basically designed for other stuff. But yeah, because the modem won't see, if you're, I don't know, because you have to dial and connect and do all that stuff before it'll raise DCD, if it even
Right.
has DCD, that the haze, and then the receiver's turned off
Yeah.
unless it sees data carrier detect. And and then it won't send unless it sees clear to send, which it should always see that from the modem.
Yeah, that should work.
But
But yeah, the
well,
carrier detect. So you might have to hotwire. You might have to jumper carrier detect to clear to send.
yeah, or just flip the DCD switch and don't flip the CTS switch.
That's a
See
good
if
plan.
that
Yeah.
does it.
well, I tried a bunch of combinations with the switches because
And I don't even know if the haze provides
to help.
carrier. This is your external haze.
Say again?
This is your external haze. What, the 1200 or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, it's a phase 1200. Yeah, external.
Yeah, it won't provide carrier detect unless you have the switch on to say it always provides carrier detect.
Oh, I didn't.
And then the
see
2SIO won't
that.
transmit.
But anyway,
So
I
it won't
went through a
receive.
whole bunch of tests with it, trying different things, but no flow control, it works great. But any of the flow control, whatever I type on the console, I never see it in the modem, and the modem doesn't even seem to receive it.
Yeah,
You don't see the,
it's probably a cabling problem.
huh?
It's probably a cabling problem.
Well, no, but I'm using off-the-shelf cables. I mean,
I know it's probably a cabling problem.
Welcome to the world of RS-232.
Oh yeah.
And you're using the DTE slot on the 2SIO or the DCE?
the DTE. I'm
Okay.
going DTE to the, I think it was, let's see.
That's
Yeah,
important.
DTE to the modem. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah, if you're plugged in my board's DTE and you just have a straight through 9 to 25
Yeah, it's the 9 to
cable,
25. The 9 to 25 could be the problem.
but you're still gonna have to tell your haze always provide carrier detect. Don't do it real.
Well, I tried doing that with the AT commands.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
it
you can't do an AT command without carrier detect.
Right, yeah, it doesn't.
So you have to use.
There's a switch.
Yeah. Oh, is there a physical switch?
Yeah, there's a switch for that.
Oh, okay.
Um,
And then the other thing is depending on how your modem is set up, it won't do anything unless it has DTR. And the 2SIO doesn't have DTR, it only has RTS. That's what the switch that says mirror RTS and DTR does. No, the 2SIO is a terrible IO board for a modem.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
on
Best
my
just to turn your
modem-
handshaking off.
my modem,
Yeah.
none
That's
of
what I
the
do.
switches. Oh yeah, there's DCD follows carrier.
Yeah, that needs to be. Well, really, you don't need flow control.
No, you shouldn't.
So I'll
Not at
just turn it
1200.
off. But the
You
haze
said it
is
works
only going to
without
go at
flow.
the speed it's
Oh,
running
that's
at.
it. As I turned all the flow control off on the SIO board, and everything works great there.
Mhm.
Yeah, because you don't need flow control for a haze
Not a
1200.
not a 1200 baud. If you try and go higher than that, because I've been playing with my virtual modem, it emulates a modem, and if I go above 1200 on my Altair, it starts just garbage.
Yeah. And the
It's
real
just
problem you get into is when the modem's running up at a different speed with the other modem than your port is running.
yeah.
But
Well,
if they're all 1200, then they're all 1200.
Yeah.
There's no reason to do flow. It's just going to
Well,
send
I-
it as fast as you can get it.
I run all my modem stuff at 300 baud.
Yeah, you don't need flow control.
I can't read any faster than that.
Yeah, I got to get some new bulletin boards. Patrick's bulletin board keeps shutting me down when I'm doing testing after I've connected 3 or 4 times.
Does it?
It comes up with it just prints a line that says this has to be available for other people as well, or something like that.
Oh.
They won't let me connect.
Yeah, I think if you don't type something for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. I was doing.
Oh, yeah.
I was testing that software that I had Claude create.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't work at all. It's total mess. Once you get it connected up, I got it on my Altair, connected to my imitation modem, and running Kermit, I could connect to your BBS because that just happened to be one that was in my list.
Uh-huh.
Fine. And yeah, as soon as I tried using that software, I mean, it was quite interesting, the garbage that came up on the screen.
Oh my God, that's too bad.
But that now if I really want to, I can now go in and try and figure out why it's not working. So I've got 1,200 lines of assembler, and now I can go figure out why it doesn't
Yeah.
work right.
You got a framework to start with.
And
It's
I'm
good at
thinking,
giving you a framework.
yeah, last time I went down this path in like 1982 for my IBM PC, I ended up with a 3,000 line assembly language program.
My little dumb terminal programs, like 20 lines in MBasic, works great.
Oh, well, I went down the PC one. I went down because their terminal program was in BASIC. When PC DOS 1.0 came out, it was BASIC, and it wouldn't run above maybe 1,200 baud. And I wanted to use my nice shiny new IBM PC as a terminal for my S100 system, and I wasn't about to work at 1,200 baud, so I ended up writing my program.
Yeah, that's the problem with BASIC.
Yes, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've run Kermit on my 8800C with the like I say fake modem with the wireless connection out of it, and that works great. That works perfectly. So I know all my wiring's correct because they can talk to each other and I can dial out and connect to stuff. But when I tried the software I had Claude create, it got very confused.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to get myself a Magic Jack, and I think that people said that was a way to start off getting some outside lines.
Well,
Do
yeah,
they
because I'm getting a real analog line is close to impossible now.
Yeah.
does the Magic Jack work with what's it called? VoIP?
Well, that's what it is,
It's a
VoIP.
VoIP. It is a VoIP device. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, my connections work great with it. I dial
Yeah.
out through Magic Jack and dial in through Magic
Yeah.
Jack.
I remember the old
ones
Magic
wouldn't. Yeah.
Jacks that Radio Shack sold that were not VoIP.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, question, do you guys have any much experience the UARTs on I've got an IO4, solid state music IO4, and I was just bringing that up in the 8800C, and I seem to be getting read and writes to it, but I'm not getting any data coming out of it at all. And just kind of wondering, I don't know how reliable those are. It seemed like last week Mike said that some of those 40-pin UARTs had some odd failures. Just curious if you guys are familiar with those. I think what's in this one is a COM 8017, but I think there's a number of other 40-pin UARTs that are compatible. I haven't swapped it out yet. I was going to try that next, but was just kind of curious if you guys had any input.
Not a lot.
Patrick, yeah, no, I mean, I know I have the Solid State Music ISO4, and I configured it like Mike did to make it look like a 2SIO, I believe it was.
Okay.
And it works solid for me, but essentially just as a console.
Yeah.
I haven't done much else with it beyond that.
Yeah, I've got a.
Yeah, I just started bringing this up, and I put the scope on it to see that I was getting the decoding. This is one I altered, and I put an additional XOR gate chip on there. So I do some XORing of A1 and A2 coming into the address comparator for the serial chip. So that allows it to decode the 0 and 1 for the SIO address, and it also allows you to decode the 6 and 7 for the ACR interface. So I'm going to hook the second port at 6 and 7 up to the cassette Mike's
Excellent.
cassette interface. But I haven't tried that port yet. I need to see if that one. But I've got a new UART that I put in that because my board didn't come with that UART populated. So I have to try that one out. But next thing I'll do is try and swap the chips out. But I appear to be getting write data going into the chip. I get TX and RX clocks going to it. I'm only running at 300 baud, so it's pretty slow. But I'm not seeing any data coming out of it. So I just scoped it like 5 minutes before we called in here. So I'll have to do some more digging.
Mike Douglas might be able to help you with that. And I don't remember if he said he had more of those ICC boards or not, but that's an identical duplication of the SSM IO4, and he was selling them for like $90.
I
Decent
think he
price.
sold out of those a long time ago.
Yeah, I believe you mentioned that.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, if I could find another one, I'd pick it up for another system. But
Yeah,
this one's in good shape, and it seems to be decoding everything up to the UART. So
yeah.
I suspect it's a bad UART, but I'll have to do some more playing around.
Yeah, my IO4
on eBay.
Yeah, good luck on eBay. I've been looking for a second IO4 on eBay for a year now, and I haven't seen a single one pop up.
No, but the
You know,
UART's all over eBay.
Yeah, I got mine on eBay last fall sometime, but I haven't seen too many of them come
Yeah,
through.
well, I built mine from a kit back in the 80s. Yeah, but yeah, and it's currently driving my punch tape reader, punch tape reader, but I've already got the mods in there to make it look like an SIO board.
Yeah, that's with this one. I was going to keep them both ports at 300 baud. I was going to use the SIO for my paper tape punch, and then the other ACR port, obviously for the cassette, and I'll have the two SIO in there for my console and another spare IO port if I need it.
Yeah.
But I'm running both the ones on the IO4. I was going to run as DTE devices because they're going to, as I think Mike's modem is a DCE, and then the my paper tape punch. Well, I can configure that either as DTE or DCE, but I'll run that as a DTE.
Well, Mike's modem runs literally 4 wires, and one of those is power for the board itself.
Yeah.
So, and he does it when, if you look at his demo, he takes it out and back in again. And I looked at that, and I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to wire a cable I can plug straight in.
You know, I was going to do that, and that was my original intent. But when I got to wiring up, I don't know if you can see on my setup here, but I used a ribbon cable, and I decided there's 5 volts coming up to that port on the IO4 anyway. So I decided I was just going to go ahead and hook it up and loop it at least for that second port.
Right.
That's going to the ACR. I'll run it through there, but
yeah, I mean, I'm using the parallel port on there for my tape reader.
Oh, okay.
Because I got the guy in England that makes a replica OP80As kits. I got one of his kits and put it together, and I've got that as a punch tape reader.
Right.
Which is these guys have seen.
Yeah, it's actually one of the videos. If you go back to one of the historical videos,
I managed to do it late last year, which was kind of my goal when I started it. God, almost a year ago, because I bought a copy of Microsoft Basic 1.0 on punch tape, which you can get for like $35 on. Yeah, it's the guy that sells them. That's what's his name, Chris.
Chris Davis.
Yeah, Chris Davis. He sells them. So once I had the paper tape, I had to get it loaded on the 50th anniversary year. I didn't make the day, but I made the year. That was pretty cool.
It was cool. I agree with you, man. Bugs and all with the basic.
Oh yeah, the basic's full of bugs. And I actually used the serial on the IO4 to pretend to be an SIO for the console, because the console back then was just an SIO. 2SIO didn't exist. So that was yeah. But at some point when I finish playing with punch tape, I've got my modem all ready to go, and the rate I'm going, Patrick will have his SIO card out there, and I'll be able to use that.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that COM 8017 on mine is quite the same as the one in the chat. It doesn't have it. No, it doesn't have a 32-bit ARM Cortex or.
It doesn't. And it's not an LQFP 100 package.
Yeah, no, not that either.
I'm looking at the 168 megahertz clock is pretty impressive as well.
Yeah, for high speed.
And a meg of memory.
High speed data.
Yeah.
For high speed serial communications. SPI.
Oh god.
IO pins 86.
Yeah,
nice.
When I saw that microcontroller stuff, then I realized that UT source is where I got that information from.
Right.
looking to see if they had them for sale, but they keep coming up with a microcontroller communications.
I think it's the
Yeah.
same as the whatever is the IM. What's this thing? Yeah, the IM6402 is the one I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think the 16 yeah,
Yeah,
042.
or a
What's that number?
COM 2502, or I can't
Yeah,
remember.
and I think an AY 5-1013, I think, is another
Yeah.
variation of it. I bought a couple of them, the COM 8017s on eBay, and I've also got a couple of AY 3-1015s that I'll try in there too.
Yeah, this is the one I'm going to use on the
Oh,
the sail
64.
board.
Is that a 40 pin or is that a
That's a 40 pin.
40 pin? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the same pin out and as the one on the original SIO board. It's just these seem to be easier to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That helps.
You know,
I think they're all the same.
everything I look on UT Source, it keeps selling it's a microcontroller based chip.
Yeah.
AI is amazing, isn't it?
I think they just
UT Source is a supplier, chip supplier.
ran out of
SMC
part numbers and started reusing
mine's
them.
branded SMC, so try an SMC 8017 and UART and see what that comes up with.
SMC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew, $35.
That's
I bought
as
a
long as
pair
it's
of
not
them
made
on
anymore.
eBay. They're dated, I think, what was it? They're dated 87. The original date code is like a 79.
Okay, that's the information popping up for the SMC 8017. Looks
That's the
more,
same thing. That's the same
yeah,
thing.
well, on UT Source, it looks like it's, yeah, it come up and says it's still a microcontroller based
Right.
sign.
I've got a data sheet on it. I don't know. It might have even came from Mike's website. I don't recall.
Well, it might have a microcontroller inside the chip.
Yeah, well, that's what it said. It's a microcontroller based UART.
Yeah.
From 79?
Yeah.
We had microcontrollers back then.
Well,
No, that's not it.
Well, back then an 8080 was a microcontroller.
Yeah.
True.
well, there's a listing for there's a listing for 8017s on eBay right now for $5.50 a piece. $5.50.
Yeah,
And
I
he
think
says
I
he has
know for
been
the $10 one made, from a USA distributor.
right. Well, this guy's probably in it's Anaheim.
bought
This
mine
guy's
on
in
eBay.
Anaheim. This
I
guy
think
could
I
almost
paid
drive there and pick
$7
it
a
up.
piece.
Spacely sprockets.
There you go.
Faceless Rocket.
Yep, that's the name of the company.
That's sweet.
Oh.
Yeah. George Jetson. Awesome.
I bought a
Oh.
bunch of 7400s from a guy. He's somewhere around LA, I think north of LA. Pretty cheap. Tested them all on my tester and they all failed.
Oh,
Yeah, well, you get what you pay for when it's cheap.
Yeah, well, at least I should be getting my money back. That's the big plus about using credit card.
Yeah.
Yeah, that eBay listing for $5.50 a piece, that's the same seller that I bought mine from. I bought 3 of them.
Did they work?
Well, I haven't got to that yet.
Oh, okay.
I have one of them plugged in. It's in the ACR port, and I haven't tested that port yet. So
Okay.
I may swap it out or put in one of the others.
You gotta make sure the whole thing works within 30 days.
Yeah.
At $5.50 a piece, it's hardly worth worrying about.
Right.
yeah. I found SMC COM 87 Universal Async receiver for 35 up at Artisan.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of random place.
Yeah,
It's
I just
not
posted the link to their.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Their PDF in stock.
Okay,
I see them on the. Any of you guys use Anchor Electronics out in California?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I see them
Love them.
listed there. Com 8017, 395 each.
Wow.
There you go.
That's a great company too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just got some parts from them this week.
Most of the stuff I've got from them work, but I did get about 8 or 10 chips that fail. But they
Yeah,
gave
it's the
me my
same. It's the
money.
same pinout as the
I
IM6402,
don't
and I
remember.
guess all the other ones.
I was going to build some board, and I bought all the chips from Anchor. And when I got them in, I was going through testing them all, and about 8 or 10 of them failed. And I told them, I says, "Hey, these chips failed." They went to their stock, tested them themselves, and got more failures, and gave me my money back for those chips.
cool.
Yeah.
They told me, they said, yeah, each one of those
Bad
chips
bad
was
batch.
out of a bin of failures.
Mm. So rather than send you the ones that were working, they sent you your money.
Maybe none of them work.
Maybe none of them worked. Yeah.
Well, no, but they went to their stock and tested their own chips in stock and found bad ones, and that's when they gave me my money back.
Well, like I said, they should have taken the chips that didn't test bad and sent them to you.
Yeah. Well, maybe they didn't have any that worked.
Right. That's what I said. Maybe they're all bad. Oh,
Bad
well.
batch. Yeah. Uh,
Well,
okay. So go ahead.
to follow with my sad tale of woe, it continues.
Oh.
Only it's different. The Soul actually boots and runs as long as I don't move it. If I move it, the screen ends up with a bunch of 9090 all the way across and down the screen. So that's a pretty much a partial success.
So what you're saying is somewhere in there, there's one cold solder joint.
Probably, yeah.
or just a chip pin
Yeah.
that's not making a good
Right.
connection.
It's probably that. I had to go through it in order to get it to work this good. I had to go through it and clean almost every IC.
Yeah.
They all had corrosion on them, all the pins.
So when it prints garbage, do you
into the chip sockets?
What's that?
Did you spray cleaner into the chip sockets?
No, I did not.
Oh.
When it prints garbage, do you have to power it off, power it back on, and it works, or do you have to go in there and tweak around with stuff?
Power it on and off. I mean, off and back on.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay. Tap it on the side.
Bit of percussive maintenance. Yeah.
The sad news is apparently my North Star Horizon got upset that I was spending so much time with the Vic. I mean, with the Sol 20, that now it's no longer willing to boot.
Oh God!
So now I'm trying to troubleshoot it. Sometimes, very rarely, it does boot. So it's another very intermittent, but most of the time it won't. So I'm having to check boards and stuff in it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember the North Star does that. That doesn't have a ROM or anything that so you're not getting any like counsel or anything, right?
There's an optional ROM, which mine does not have on the CPU board.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Mike said
if it's a turnkey, it would need a ROM of some sort.
Not well. It doesn't have a traditional EEPROM. It has a boot ROM.
Right.
The North Stars all had the little PROM, 32 byte or whatever byte PROM on the controller board.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
just enough to get it going.
CompuPro Disk 1 works that way. It has a little ROM that it then switches out as part of its own boot process, so you don't have to have any other ROM. And it's kind of neat because they put 8 different boot routines in the same ROM, and then you just have switches to say which one actually loads.
Yeah, the Tarbell does the same thing. It only has one boot ROM, but it's got a boot ROM on it. So
the tarbell, at least the single density controller, grabs a hold of it on reset and then goes through its little thing and boots a better monitor, slightly better. So anyway, that's what I'm doing now, is trying to figure out why this thing suddenly decided to stop working.
Ugh.
And of course
I think you're right. It's just jealous.
Yeah. Yep. It did this right out after Mike Hofstetter sent me a box of 10 sector floppies, and I tried a couple of them on the Sol, and it worked so good. They work so good that I was gonna. That's why I turned on the Horizon. Was I wanted to get the Horizon, tested out.
Maybe they had a virus.
Don't think so. No, it's not even trying to. It's not even trying to boot the floppies. The red light, the floppy light doesn't even come on.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So anyway, it's not one thing; it's another.
Right.
Actually, it's both things right now.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's not coming up at all. So that's my fun for the next week or 3. One of the things I noticed on the Horizon, the power rails seem way high.
Interesting.
The plus 8 volts is like 10 point something volts.
Is that loaded or unloaded?
Yes.
Oh, both. Because because the old linear power supplies quite often ran hot when they were unloaded.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you put some current on them, it would just kind of stabilize.
Now that was measured with all the boards in there and generating heat.
That's
and
the
plus and minus 16 is reading 20.4.
Wow. You might want to take a look at that power supply as step 1, I think.
Was that?
Well, I don't know what
could run that high.
I don't know what could cause that. I mean, it's a transformer, some diodes.
Some big capacitors.
I mean, if the voltage was low, I could understand, but the voltage being high, other than the transformer itself being bad,
is unless your voltage coming out of the wall is high.
Yeah, well, that could always be.
Your local.
Can't you check the output voltage from the transformer itself to see what that is?
Yeah, it's AC. So yeah, you could, but you have to go through all the math to figure out what it should be.
For it to be high. God, it's been so long since I've looked at how transformers work.
Well, it can't be a shorted winding, because then it would short out.
Well, no, it could be a partially shorted winding so that it's seeing less turns in one of them. So I think if on the 110 side you had a partial short, the ratio would change and the output voltage would go up on the transformer.
Yeah.
So if you've got some breakdown in the transformer, it might be that the primary winding is not seeing as many turns as it should because there's a short in there somewhere.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want to have that happen though, because
trying
to find a replacement transformer.
Oh yeah. It'd probably be cheaper to have that one rewound.
Probably be cheaper to buy another Horizon.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But
you keep this one as a spare.
I finally got my serial CPM server up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Thanks to a lot of help from Patrick.
I think we all say that whenever we talk about the serial CPM.
Yeah.
Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah, that was a bit of a challenge, but pretty cool to get up and running. I'm running it 19.2 on my Interfacer 1 serial card, but it's still pretty cool to see it show up and do that.
ESP board? Is that the
Are you using a
ESP32.
server, or you're using his board, the little ESP32 server?
Oh no,
that he built?
I'm using the serial server running on a PC
Yeah,
or a
gotcha.
laptop. Yeah. So I enabled the second port on the interfacer and then had to modify the BIOS and then
Yeah.
rebuild the image so that we could do the interfacer stuff. But yeah, that all worked and that was great. And then yeah, based on a conversation with Tim, I've got that floppy emulator coming.
Oh, cool.
I
Yeah.
think tomorrow. I guess that guy's in Poland
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took a while, but I think it's showing up tomorrow, and I got a bunch of cables on order. So
Yeah. He's
I'm gonna.
really easy to deal with because I bought a couple from him now. Yeah. And the products are rock solid.
Oh, good. Yeah, we'll probably chat later in the week.
Yeah.
Once I get it and I get it cabled up, and I got to pull the I got to put the disc one card out of the bubble wrap and see where that's at because I haven't looked at that thing since I bought the computer. Although I did take a
Yeah.
peek at what was on the EEPROM and just to
You
save
did
it.
which
Yeah.
34 to 50 adapter are you using? Do you find one that you like?
I did find one. I just ordered it on eBay. It's a little white unit. That one that you mentioned or recommended.
Yeah, the
I
one from
went to,
France is
yeah,
expensive.
yeah, it was like
But that's the one
pretty,
the guy sells on eBay, right? That's the one I
yeah,
bought off eBay anyway.
something like that. I'll put a
There's
picture in
one
the
with a bunch
chat.
of jumpers on it, as I recall.
Yeah,
Well,
White ones
yeah,
with
they've all
jumpers.
got. Well, this one actually doesn't have jumpers on it, but it still works fine. I've used it. I use it for
Okay.
testing occasionally. That's just why it's just got cables on it. But I got
Hold
three
it
from.
closer to the camera.
Huh?
Hold it up closer to the
Yeah,
camera.
hang on a sec. I'll take the cables off. It's easier to see then. And then I got to go run take my bread out of the oven. But yeah. So the guy sold. Yeah, it's a kind of a weird, funky shape. It's not very easy to mount or anything, but works great. I've used it for testing. But anyway, I gotta go take my bread out of the oven. I'll be back.
It's a man who likes his bread.
Oh yeah.
That's great, Peter. Yeah, like I said, it was a quick way to get a little CPM action going because it feels like you got somewhere as opposed to fighting
Oh
with the
yeah,
controller
that was
cards
great. But yeah,
and stuff. So now you got a little exposure. You know, you can always go back that way if you want to, and I use it up here. I turn around up here in my office because it's just convenient not having real floppy drives floating around.
yeah, yeah.
I run the Linux server, which I think also Patrick wrote. Actually, he wrote the Linux server, didn't you, Patrick? For the Linux. Yeah, okay. He's shaking his head. You're
Yeah,
muted. You're muted.
yeah, that one's.
Yeah. So yeah, the Linux one works well if you ever need to run it. Just
Yeah,
the Windows one
I
is
just
fine.
compiled it last week and got it up and running on mine, and it's compiled easily enough, and just run
Yeah.
it under an Ubuntu Linux version.
Yeah, that's what I'm running. So
I could
yeah,
probably
that's
bring that up on a Raspberry Pi, right?
Oh yeah, I have a little Raspberry Pi and it says Altair disk on it. That'll run on a Pi.
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
Well, I
that's a
mean,
great idea.
and then the other thing, actually, that's what Walt was mentioning is Patrick actually makes a little board, ESP32, that actually runs a server. So you put a flash, little disk in there, a little flash ROM, and I think it was flash ROM, whatever. But yeah, you put that in there, and you can run that as like so this way you're not even worrying about another system.
Yeah,
So it's
those little ESP32 things, I love them. I got one on each of my computers now.
yeah.
I wish he could do that for the console too. Have a wireless console.
So what's that ESP32 thing do? It's
Oh,
serving as a serial server for the CPM.
There,
Yeah,
that's
this-
one there, yeah. But
yeah,
yeah,
there you are.
you get 4 drives on that little thing, and just you can plug it into a RS-232 port or have a ribbon cable going to an FDC plus board.
Which I don't have either, but yeah, one of these days.
Yeah, but you get the RS-232. In other words, the same way you're interfacing your second interfacing from your Windows machine, you could just instead of plug into Windows or Linux, whatever you're using for your server, you would
Mhm.
plug that into it, and go from there. And then, yeah, go ahead, Patrick, if you want to. You're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, I just wanted a standalone serial drive server that didn't need to have a PC tied to it all the time.
Oh, did
Yeah.
you print one? Did you print one of my case? Oh no, that's your own case, isn't it?
This is a modified version of the case that was online.
Oh, that's that
Patrick,
that.
did you design it?
Yeah, I did the one online. I did. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I changed it so you can
see the lights. Yeah.
look at the lights. And I've been thinking of drilling a hole so you can get to the reset button.
I think it's time to start doing some modeling. We should model a little separate piece to print with a guide that works the reset button from the outside. Let's do it properly.
Well, yeah,
There you
you
are.
just drill a hole and then you make a T-shaped button so it
Well,
can't fall out, but it'll.
right. But I mean, no, we shouldn't be drilling a hole. We should be printing it right in the first.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, I took the online design and redesigned it in SolidWorks to get a nicer, what do you call it? Nicer. Oh man, I tell you, I hate getting old. I can't remember
Yeah.
things. Anyway,
Don't worry
it
about
gives it a more uniform design,
Yeah.
of the polygons,
Oh, okay.
design. And then, so yeah, I can just put a hole in here and make a.
Yeah.
I did the buttons for a couple of things, like my Dazzler terminal that plugs into the Altair Duino Pro.
Mm-hmm.
I did that on that. I made two holes and then I printed buttons, or nice long buttons, and then they look like a hat, so the brim is on the inside so they can't fall out. Oh, and I did it on the Dazzler on these cables. Get it out. There we go. See, even here.
Yeah, same idea. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're little hat shaped, but they don't fall.
Right.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean,
great.
that's definitely the way we should do it, not by drilling holes in the 3D print.
Well, I just meant do that in the case.
I know. So
I haven't been able to find the levers these days. They still selling those around?
I bought some from like Digicomp. Some are just regular. I can't remember where it was about.
Extractors.
Extractors.
Yeah, Extractors.
I bought some a while back. I wonder if it was Digicomp or I think it was Digicomp. I found them, but anyway, I bought a pack of them.
Yeah, everybody carries them.
I think when I looked, there was a number of different styles, and I wasn't sure which style you needed to get.
You have to get the right one. Yes,
I think TME was the place that has. You can buy them in red, blue, green, yellow, orange. They
have them colored. I just.
Well, I mean,
Oh, Peter, you got the fancy one.
Oh, what's that? Let's see.
It's 50 to 34 pin.
Oh, there you. Oh, there you are.
You got the fancy one. Damn.
Yeah, okay. There wasn't a bad price, right, Pete? I think there was reasonable. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it was cheaper, and I think I started to say, but the one that came from France, I just couldn't get it. The website was confusing. It said ship to the USA, then it said we don't ship to the USA, and I was like, okay, well, there's got to be something different here. So
yeah, I got 3 of those, but I got them all long before tariffs were a thing and broke shipping worldwide.
Yeah.
And you go on Tindy anymore, and about 50% of the stuff you look at it and go, oh, that'd be cool. Oh, they don't ship to the US. And I can't say that I blame them because that extra trouble they have to deal with.
Yeah.
And if they ship it without prepaid tariffs, then it's a nightmare on our end, and they just don't have to deal with it. And I can't say I blame them.
Small businesses, it's not a good idea.
No.
So.
All right, Patrick, sign me up for this ESP32. That's it. I'm in.
Yeah. They work great. They work great.
They do.
So this is just a little board that's running the server in, I'm assuming, firmware on the ESP32, and it just connects with 3 wires from your serial port.
Basically, and then it's Wi-Fi, so you can get into it live and upload and download disk images, change which ones are mounted. You just do that over Wi-Fi.
And you can telnet to it,
Right.
and you you telnet from like Terraterm, and then you can FTP to it also,
Right.
to add files and remove files and change them around in that.
And make sure if you're using FTP, because I went well with Patrick a couple of times when I first got mine, it doesn't support concurrent sessions. So you have to go turn off concurrent sessions in like FileZilla or whatever you use for FTP.
FTP, yeah.
Otherwise, it's very confusing.
Yeah. Did you look on GitHub, Peter?
I did. I looked right. Yeah, I checked it out.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw it because there's actually information on the wiki also.
Right.
I don't know
Yes.
and I think I put different FTP clients in there on
Right.
how to turn off the concurrency and yeah.
Yeah, I struggled with that for several days before Patrick set me straight.
So did I. Like, why isn't this working?
Well, it was the worst part was the FTP would connect and it would break when you tried to transfer a file.
Yeah, I was like, what's
going on here? FTP connects fine. I can do directory listings, all that works. I tried to do a file transfer and it just
said, oh, simple FTP client.
And it's even worse for us guys old enough to have used FTP as part of our job at some point, because it didn't used to be such a thing as concurrent FTP. It was just single stream was all there was. I didn't realize concurrent even existed.
Well, guys, I see it's after 5, so it's time for me to beg off. So
see you later, Terry.
Take care, Terry. Good luck with the Horizon and the Sol there, bud.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, Walt, any luck with your panel there? Your fight? Weren't you fighting with a front panel?
I went through. I was checking all the components to make sure I had the right components on the board, and when I was trying to measure one of the resistor networks that's supposed to be a 220 ohm thing, it showed like 2.20 K ohms in that. But then I went to my little bin stock of the things, because when I bought them from this outfit, and they sent me like 500 of the resistor networks. I mean, it was just, I got a big box of them. I actually sent a couple of bags of them to Terry. But I looked at those, and yeah, they are 220 ohms, so that's correct. And I did more testing on the chips again, found some of these chips, they test good and then they go bad. I'm not sure what's going on, but the 5 volt
it's not the tester.
5.02 volts.
Are you sure you're trusting the tester if you're getting results like that? I mean, that sounds odd.
Fine. It's
okay.
Been built and tested by the company that sells it, and it works great. So it's the chips.
There we go.
And I go to my stock, get another new chip out, and it tests good. But I can't test. I think I put it in the forum. There's one chip number I can't. Well, the AT97s I can't test those. I can't test the 8212, and I think it's 74 LS 273 that the tester can't test.
Okay.
But
so it's still no luck then. You're just still finding
I haven't put
weird
the
things.
board back in yet, because I decided to rest my brain on those puzzles and do some more updates on my website, documenting what I've got built. That's why I got into the Hayes modem for the last 2 days. But now if you go to my webpage and you go to the Altair 8800C serial number 1395, go to that page, and it has everything about that computer, all the hardware and the software on it and stuff. I think I got up to, I only got a few more things to fix and put on that page, and it'll be complete. But I got all that Hayes modem stuff and command lines to type in the AT commands to set it
Yeah.
up. ChatGTP tried giving me a command to optimize the modem to work with VoIP lines, but the Hayes modem rejected that.
Imagine
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There was no VoIP when Hayes was
Hayes
building
came out.
them.
Yeah. Especially 1200 baud. Yeah.
Well, no, I use it at 300 baud, so
Oh,
I've
Yeah.
never had a
Yeah. Even
problem.
then.
Yeah, at that speed, it works solid as a rock.
Yeah.
yeah. I just posted the link for the ejectors. It was Mauser that I got them from.
Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'll grab
Yeah,
that.
they check with TME because they're a lot cheaper there.
Well, they're
I'm
49
pretty
cents
sure
a
that's where I
piece,
got
Oh,
mine
that's
from.
fine. I don't need that many. So that,
and
I
they
just
come
have
with a
some.
little metal pin.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the easy way to do it is put the pin part way through so that you can kind of feel it in the board,
Yeah.
and then push it the rest of the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't put them on backwards, or you'll be punching the pins out because it's easy to do.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate that. Thanks. I got some other things I need to buy some parts for anyway. So
Yeah.
I'll
But
just
yeah,
place
that was the
order.
ones I bought with the Mauser ones, and they've got
Okay.
1,300 in stock, so you don't need to be in a hurry.
I'll buy 1,000. I'll be good.
There you go.
Yeah, well, that's it. When I went to looking for prices on them, and like TME was like a nickel a piece, whereas DigiKey was like $1 a piece. So I
Yeah.
just bought a whole bunch from TME.
Yeah.
But actually, I don't use them.
Yeah.
I came to the conclusion that I don't, once I got these cards in, I don't want to keep pulling them out and putting them back
Yeah.
in. So
It seems to let me pull them out a little easier, especially the little setup I have here. It's not it's not like in a solid frame. It is, there are guides, but the guides flex a little bit. So having those just to give a
Yeah.
little leverage on the top makes it come out a little easier.
Yeah.
So
well, yeah, because I'll press on the card guide straight down versus.
Right.
yeah. Oh.
But yeah, the first PLA card guides I printed, they kind of like rotted after a couple of years. So like that's why I shifted to wood.
Yeah.
The wood ones don't, it's going to take them
Oh, yeah.
1,000 years to rot.
Yeah, what you've been doing the dividers, right? The dividing rods. Is that what you're describing to me? I think one time where you it was like things going across between the cards.
Yeah, I just get a square dowel rod. It goes to
Yeah.
the length of the inside of the cabinet, and I cut the slots in where the 9 slot is, and then I just put legs underneath in between the boards and on the ends, and you could just lift the whole thing out if you
Yeah.
want, but it just drops in place and it keeps the boards right where they belong. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
like I say, it's cheaper. It's almost as cheap as 3D printing them.